And we are back. Couch Company Podcast. I'm John. With me as always, Tyler.
Hey.
What's up?
Hi. Hello.
How you doing?
Good. Yeah, you started off pretty like chalk, and then
Pretty chalk. You might be overusing it
elongated
now.
Nah, I'm gonna overuse it until you stop using it. That's my goal.
I will never stop using chalk.
Well, and look,
it's a great phrase.
We're both gonna use it together.
It's not really a phrase, more of a word. More of a
Yes.
calcium deposit.
It's chalk,
It is.
but we have to say chalk.
Chalk.
That's how it's spelled.
Chonk.
Dumb. Chonk.
Remember Big Chungus?
No.
Are you familiar with that meme?
Yes.
Are you actually?
Yeah.
The Bugs Bunny, but
Yeah.
he's big?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a good time.
He was in something.
Mm.
Was he in the thing that shut down? The Warner Brothers
The fighting game.
fighting game?
Yeah.
I think he was.
What is it called? I am
Doesn't matter.
scanning
It's
my
gone.
memory banks.
It's gone. Rivals? No.
No, that's Marvel.
Marvel.
Jinx. Yeah, he was in that.
He was in it, and powerful Shaggy.
Yeah, Super
Dark
Saiyan Shaggy, right?
Super Saiyan Shaggy? Yeah,
right.
whatever.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was also a meme. They
Yeah.
went all out. I enjoyed them, embracing the culture.
Yep. And instead, they
Failed.
Failed
Well, the
and-
problem was that I don't know if they launched it too early, but they launched the game,
Mhm.
and then they took it offline, and then they relaunched it. Like, you're dead in the water if you have to relaunch a game.
I think they looked at the landscape, and they saw other people doing that, and getting away with it,
Yeah.
and they were, hey,
We can do
we
that
could
too.
do that.
Yeah.
Dude, Warner
Brawlers?
Brothers just... Nah.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, maybe like something Brawl?
Yeah. We're close. We're getting there.
Rivals, Brawl,
Rivaling
Overwatch.
Brawl.
Smash Brawl. Smash Brawl
Yeah,
over
bros.
something. Yeah.
Yeah. Warner Brothers has taken it on the chin recently. Sure. I think that's a fair take.
They gutted everything.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Yeah, it's gone. It's gone.
I don't know if they were being silly, but they said that the Nemesis system was patented, and it's patented through 2038 or something.
They're going to make another game with that, or...
Well, no, they shut down Monolith. That's like the big deal
yeah.
is the people that made Shadow of War and Shadow of Mordor are gone. Wonder Woman, gone.
Yeah,
or it's
saw
getting
that.
rebooted or whatever. Like,
the article I saw says it was just done.
yeah. But they were
maybe-
going to have a Nemesis type thing.
Oh,
and
really?
somebody-
In Wonder Woman?
That was the rumor. I
Dude,
don't
the
know.
best with that would be Batman. We've talked about that before.
Yeah.
It's like there's so many villains.
Well, that's because nobody knows Wonder Woman's villains. You know what I mean?
Does she have villains?
Yeah, she has.
I feel like-
she has Cat Lady, Kristen Wiig.
Oh, that's right. The cheetah.
Yeah,
Not Cat Lady.
yeah, Cheetah.
Cheetah, I
Lady.
think her
Yeah,
name is.
is her name actually Cheetah?
I think it's just Cheetah.
That seems sure.
And then probably the Greek pantheon kind of is her villain.
Which would be great. Like, it'd be cool.
Yeah, Hades.
Yeah.
Although Hades, not really a bad guy. Is that a hot take?
No,
Kind of a bad guy, but not as bad as Hercules, the Disney animated movie, portrays him as.
Yes, and with Hades being like the TV show Lucifer, like
Right.
people like Satan. Turns out people like the devil.
That's not good.
It's not great.
He's not
No.
He's not a good guy in the Christian lore.
He's about
He's
as
a bad guy.
as you can get. He's the ultimate.
But
bad
in
guy,
in the Greek lore,
yeah.
he's not like just this bad
No,
guy.
he just has
Actually, out of the three brothers, Zeus, Poseidon, and Hades,
Yeah.
he might be the best one.
Which isn't saying a lot.
So, like, Hades, who is it, Persephone?
Yeah.
Yeah, he, like, tricks her,
Yeah.
but, like, Zeus is worse.
There's a book called Neon Gods that
Sure.
I might check out.
Is that a-
talks about Hades and Persephone?
Is that a smut book? Yeah, no, I won't be checking that one out. You could use that.
That might be my favorite
my
book.
project.
Yeah.
Yeah. You do have to take a lie detector when you say it's your favorite book. That is part of the
I
stipulation.
don't know if I could tell you my favorite book, man. It's
Yeah, I
tough.
don't believe you that, like, Thrawn is your favorite book. That just seems like maybe it is, but like the third book in the Thrawn trilogy is your favorite book of all time.
Yeah, Last Command. Yeah.
Wow. Like, actually,
I think it might.
why don't you give me Thrawn 1 then?
Because it's not canon anymore.
Yeah, that does suck. But neither is the Star one you sent. I put it on my Goodreads read books.
It is canon.
List.
Lost Stars is canon.
That came out after the collapse?
Yeah, so what was the planet on episode 7?
Thrakis?
Nope. It's like Jintu.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know exactly
you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
So the end
not
of
Tatooine.
Not Tatooine.
Yeah.
The other barren desert
call it
planet.
not Tatooine. Yeah.
But it ends there.
Oh, and then
so like
starts.
that
so it's in between 6 and 7.
Well, the Star Destroyer that Rey is excavating.
Yeah, you're telling me that's
the end of the book.
Oh,
so
really?
You actually
it falls
know
down.
how
is that a spoiler?
Happens. It might be.
Yeah. Nice.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I thought they were both on the Empire, but I was reading the synopsis, and the guy grows a conscience.
Yeah, you shouldn't have read the synopsis.
Yeah,
so I didn't do that.
I didn't like that.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, that would have been an interesting... Why would you put that in the synopsis then? It should have just been like two stormtroopers
it's
love
very
each
good.
other.
It's very good.
Yeah. It's a romance.
It is. It's so... You can't find it under the Star Wars section in Barnes & Noble.
Okay.
It's under Young Adult.
The YA.
Yeah, I couldn't find the hardback for a long time, and then I just happened to...
Are you a YA enjoyer?
Just the Lost Stars book.
That's it?
That's it.
Interesting.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I finished Red Rising trilogy.
That's awesome.
But there's more.
Yeah.
There's like 6.
3, 2, 1 is your... Or 2, 3, 1?
No, 2, 3, 1, yeah. Is my... The second one is very good. Third one's... They're all good. I think that is like under YA. Constitutes as young adult.
Sci-fi. It'd be sci-fi for that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just
Goodreads said young adult / sci. Well, I mean, there's multiple.
I'm just going by Barnes & Noble, and I've seen that in the sci-fi section of Barnes & Noble.
Yeah.
That's all.
So, I actually wanted to ask you about this. Interesting. So, obviously, not even obviously.
Do you ever? Sorry, real quick. Do you ever get a thought of like, hey, we didn't finish a thread, and then we got off track?
What was the thread we were trying to finish?
I don't know. But in the back of my mind, like this is how I think: is okay. I'll compartmentalize this thing that we'll come back to.
Yeah.
I'm having that hardcore right now, and I don't remember what we were talking about.
Well, if we follow the thread back, we were talking about my book project.
Yeah, Hades.
And then you were saying, well, I could make this book my favorite. Yeah.
Real quick.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the Monolith WB, everything shut down. And that's what it was.
Of course.
So, you know how... So, 2038 is when the patent will be done for the Nemesis system. And then 2032 is when we get hit by an asteroid.
There's like a 2% chance of that.
No, it went up. Now it's 3-something.
So
that's the biggest jump it's ever been.
Great.
I'm just saying. Okay. Fast forward back to what we were talking about. Sorry,
I hope it blows us up.
Well,
you don't hope that?
I have a kid now, so I know.
Maybe she'll survive.
No.
You don't think?
No. Well, so it's not like the asteroid isn't
yeah, it's not a world-ending asteroid.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
But it'll knock out a city.
Or an ocean.
Hey.
It's
a lot of water on the planet.
There is more water than land on the planet.
Accurate. Yeah.
Checkmate atheists.
What?
That's a saying.
Oh,
it's one of my favorites.
That's going to be the title of next week's episode.
Checkmate atheists. That's a great title. You should remember that.
I hopefully will.
We'll write it down, and you will probably.
I won't do that. But go ahead.
Well, anyways.
All right. So fast forward now. Back to my brain feels better. Thank you.
Yeah, I wanted to ask about this. So the first 3 books in the Red Rising series, written traditional, like a traditional first-person story, which is always good. So I guess 2-part question. So the first question is, do you like first or third person narratives in books better?
That's crazy. So I know this
not
is
third person,
this
but
is
I
on
guess
our
like
list of things to
omniscient.
talk through. I just randomly thought you're going to talk about video games.
I know.
So I had like a whole
gotcha
list.
We can talk about video games too. So we can talk about books and then video games if you like.
First and third person.
I don't even think it's called third. It's like omniscient. Point of view, right?
Yes.
Like you know everything.
So you want my honest take on this?
No, I want you to lie to my face.
Okay. I like third person.
Was that the lie or the truth?
So the truth is, when it comes to normal books,
yes,
I like the omniscient thing. I like the narrator talking. I like third person, so to speak.
Like
where
classify normal?
not smut.
I hate you.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Okay.
Yes.
And then
good,
I have read both first and third on that side of the fence.
Sure.
And I prefer first.
Yeah, you want to be in there in the trenches.
Well, it's weird because it's usually from the perspective
You know
of
what I
the
would
female.
want if I were to ever
Yeah.
disgrace myself to that level?
Okay.
Second person.
Second person.
Second person.
So like the space between.
Do you know what second person is
I don't.
in writing?
No.
They address you personally.
Oh, I don't like that.
No. That's what you want to be. That's
bad.
even more immersive.
That's like that's fourth person.
That's like POV.
Yeah. No.
That's not fourth person.
POV is by definition first person.
Yeah, but it's like POV. It's like
It's
POV.
like it, just a little bit outside the body.
It's first person, except you're in the story.
Yeah.
Don't you want to be in the story? Isn't that the whole point of the book?
I don't
those
know.
books?
I don't know. Yeah.
Like, what if instead if it was X person doing disgusting acts, it was you doing disgusting acts? Then they're
Right.
addressing you. Like,
That's the first
you're
person.
doing this.
No, that's the first
That's
person.
not first person.
No, because it's like choose your own adventure type of thing. Like I don't want to read it like you're doing this now and it's weird. Nah.
And, you know?
Sure.
You'd be like,
Well,
holy shit,
look,
I'm
man.
going crazy right now.
Yeah, you can. That's a whole second. That's a genre you could.
We need a pull.
do.
We need a pull on this.
Yeah,
I don't think it exists. I think there's something there potentially.
maybe.
Maybe.
I don't want it.
That's your mind's too closed, I guess.
That's it.
That's it.
I'm a closed-minded person.
All right, so normal stories, quote unquote. The smut audience won't like that, by the way. You're kind of betraying them with that. Normalized smut, I think they would say.
Yeah. Well, what do you mean?
You say normal books and then you exclude the smut books.
Okay.
What's not normal about that,
know-
Tyler?
That's fair.
Embrace
you know what?
it.
I
Embrace who you
apologize.
are.
I apologize. That's correct.
Yeah, non-sexual books.
Yes.
Not even sexual. I mean, non-smut books. Let's
Yeah.
just be honest with it, right?
Right.
Lot of sexuality going on.
It's a
in
broad
typical books.
It's a broad spectrum though, because like everything's getting kind of like it's just being injected everywhere now.
Well, it was in Game of Thrones since forever,
that's what I mean.
right?
Yeah. So like it's just
Yeah, but those have been written for a while.
yeah.
So I don't know. It's always been in the live stream.
I guess. Yeah. But
So third
Game of Thrones,
and then
third,
first.
yeah. For that kind of stuff. I think generally speaking, I like to have a bird's eye view of the plot, and I like to read as if everything is kind of like a play, like I'm just reading a play.
Yeah.
That is my preferred reading method or reading preference or whatever.
Yeah. I think that makes sense. I think I typically like first just because
You're contrarian.
there's
you hate
more.
everything I like.
Nope.
Okay.
There's more information hidden from you. So to me, plot twists hit harder. And then the really cool thing. So the reason I'm bringing this up is because the first 3 Red Rising books are written in first person, and then the next one, the 4th book, is written from 4 point of views.
Okay.
So every chapter is a different character.
Yeah.
Or every 2 chapters they switch characters, and it's still first person, but it's different characters' point of view. So what's really cool about this now is that we've had 3 books with the main character, and we get his perspective on the universe, and now we get 3 other perspectives. So he's still one of the main characters, but we get 3 other perspectives, and it's very cool because it's like, oh wow, the thing that he did where he's like, we're all like rooting for him and he's the hero, fucked over these other people, and now they're like, this guy's the worst.
Yeah.
Like he killed my dad or something,
Yep.
you know? Kind of like, the book you're talking about, where they're
Lost
on the
Stars.
Empires, where
Yep.
it's like, oh, Jedi are terrorists. And
Yep.
I like that when it kind of flips things on their head.
I'm locking that in. You should read that book.
You can't lock it in
Until
until I get to you. You can't lock it in.
I'm just
no
I
lock-ins.
did. Okay.
But I appreciate the thought.
Yeah.
You might change your mind.
Nah.
What if you read your favorite book of all time between now and when
I
I'm
would
ready,
never make you
ready
do that.
to get?
I would never make you do that.
What do you mean? This smart book?
That's the only books I'm going to be finishing. No, actually, I'm going to start Fourth Wing, which I guess is.
We
also,
said we were going to read Moby Dick.
Yeah, it's not.
What
gonna
if
be,
you love?
it's
What if you love it?
I'm
You're not going to love it.
fairly confident it's not going to be Moby Dick. Is my favorite book of all
It could
time.
be a smut book.
Moby Dick.
Yeah, if
I mean,
you,
it's
if
right
you
there in
didn't
the
know
title.
anything, if you didn't know anything about it,
Yeah.
you just read the title.
Yeah, yeah. It's not going to be Moby Dick.
But it's not a smut
don't-
book.
yeah,
it's a classic book.
yeah,
it'll be remembered 1,000 years from now.
So, dude.
Yeah? Cheeseburger?
Yeah.
When we're dead?
Yeah.
And in heaven? Do they
yeah.
accept cheeseburgers in heaven? Is that next week's episode?
That's great. Yeah.
I know. We're just
perfect.
We're just foreshadowing, just teasing.
Yeah. Okay.
I've really enjoyed the 4-person perspective so far. It's very interesting.
That's good.
It's a little bit jarring, especially I'm not the strongest reader. You know, I'm getting a little better. I'm bobbing and weaving a little bit, but so like the problem is like I kind of lose track sometimes. Like, what was going on with that guy again? And then you get back to it, you're like, oh, that's right. Like sometimes I have to flip back, see where it ends.
Yeah.
But man, the different perspective, you have so much more range you're able to cover, you know, where it's like, wow, the politics is crazy right now. And there's 4 different viewpoints on it. And they all have like valid points. And I'm really enjoying it. And what was interesting is this book was supposed to be one of the weaker books because it's kind of recent. So like they have the original trilogy and then there's a 10-year gap.
Yeah.
And I was telling you about this.
Yep.
And then the 4th book starts. So they kind of have to reset things. He has to reset some things. So a lot of lore, you know, exposition stuff. I'm actually really loving it so far, which I'm surprised. I was like, I kind of like the fallout of what's been happening and kind of picking up the pieces.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. But yeah, generally like first person. I think the different, I'm sure other books do that. Like multiple characters and yeah. Is that a common thing or?
I think so.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. That's cool. I've never encountered a book like that.
It's nice too because then you don't have to worry about writing this novel all from the one perspective, and you can like break it up, and you're effectively writing like 4 mini novels or novellas, right? And you're just kind of like putting them together.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of interesting as well, and maybe it is like kind of lets them breathe a little bit.
Sure.
Where you might not have a full novel's worth of things to say with the main character
The
from
overall
the first
plot.
3.
Yeah. Right.
But broken up, it gives you the full
right
picture.
because he's had 3 books to like really dive into this dude.
Yeah.
Although it's really cool because you're starting to see his descent a little bit. And you're like, uh-oh. What's also awesome is when one of the main characters does something and then you see it in the other person's story. So, for example, I just left off where this one character was talking to one of the main characters and she's like at a bar, like trying to console him or something, right? And she's like drinking. And then she goes because she's part of the team on the squad for the other main character. And like one of the things he says, like, oh, I can tell she's been drinking and like she's upset.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I love the little nibbles.
The weave.
The little weave,
Yeah.
dude. That was cool. I was like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Anyways, I've been having a lot of fun with that. But ordered The Little Prince. So next time I've been telling all my friends, just a refresher for the audience.
Yeah.
I'm going to be reading everyone's favorite book. Everyone on the planet.
Yeah, you're throwing like it used to be your closest friends. Now you're casting a wider net.
I'm working down a list. So the better friend you are to me, the higher on the list.
Okay. All right, great.
So the next book is my mom's favorite book.
Yeah.
Which I've never read.
Right.
So I've ordered The Little Prince.
So you are 100% physical, never
die.
Kindle.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Jeff would be on, he'd respect that.
Sure.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm on board with the books thing, even though I do like digital video games.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta have it. I don't know. There's something about a physical book, man. I gotta smell it. I gotta lick it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we move something up the list on our topics here?
No.
Speaking of books?
We can't.
Okay, never mind.
So, we can. Go for it.
I was like, oh man, you're really just going to go?
No, I'm not.
Speaking of Kindle, so I missed this because they don't advertise it, but apparently they removed the ability to just download books.
I saw that.
Yeah. Chelsea texted me on the 27th, and she was like, hey, did you download all your books? And I'm like, what are you talking about? And she's like, oh, well, yesterday was the last day. I'm like, you're telling me the day after the last day of when you can download books. But
that seems like the worst day to tell you.
Yeah. It is actually like objectively the worst day. Because if you wait a few times, it's like, oh, okay, it's fine. But this
it's like, oh, it was a couple days ago. I missed it by
I missed it by a few
24 hours ago. You could have said this.
Yep.
Sorry. I'm getting heated with you.
No,
I feel that.
it's bad.
I've had that happen.
But we had just talked to Jeff, and that got a little heated, where it was like, hey, man, you don't own any of your digital games. And it was like kind of this news, right? Like, it's like you don't really think about it, but you're just buying the license to play that can be revoked at any time. And that's
it's not quite renting it, but it's like one step removed. You're kind of renting it.
Dude, you're, for all intents and purposes, you're renting it, and it takes one company to do it and just take it on the chin. And
forever.
Here's my big...
Real quick. To interject, Jeff, we're referring to What Killed Jeff.
Yes.
Twitch.tv/What Killed Jeff.
Lovely fellow.
Need to plug him anytime.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, go ahead.
Nothing.
Speaking of your favorite book.
Yep. Yeah. No, so, but we got into this long conversation of like, okay, like, do you own games? Do you not? And like with Steam, it's like now you have to check a box saying like, I realize that I don't own this,
right,
and whatnot. And
it was an epiphany for him.
Yeah, and Amazon,
not a good day.
Amazon just was like, you know what? We're dropping the pretense too. You can't
don't
download
own this
these
anymore.
Yeah, like, and it's rough because like I understand if it's like a go forward type of thing. Right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure at some point it was buried in their terms of service where it's like they can revoke this at any point or whatever. But now it's like hard to download stuff. Like you can't just back things up. And like to me, that's a really like big issue because now it's like it's just setting the precedent of we don't have to do this. And it might be something where it's like, oh, well, it's just one extra step of like they already were they had DRM on it, right? Like you couldn't download a book and then put it on like Apple Books, right? Like you still had to put it through Kindle.
Right.
It wouldn't open any other way.
Right.
You would have to crack it. So now it's like, okay, well now I'm just going to, I guess, pirate the thing. Like if it gets to that point, right? Like if it gets to that point, I believe that someone somewhere has that in a format that I can just download. But it's I don't get it. Like everyone's just playing real dirty with that kind of stuff, and it's going to take like your Amazon, it's going to take your Steam, it's going to be someone somewhere is going to start the domino effect of like, oh, we're just going to normalize ripping games away from people and stuff. And the question is, okay, well, I spent $70 on this thing that's just gone. What does that look like? Where does that kind of fall? That's what I'm scared about. Where, you know, we always kind of butt heads with Jeff on like Game Pass and if it's good for the industry versus consumer and different things like that. But the digital space, I'm with him 100% on digital stuff. I think it's extremely convenient and that's where I put all my money. But they can remove that. Like they could nuke my account at any given point. Or if I die, it's gone. I can't will that to anybody, technically. I can give you a password and you can get in there and whatever. But like, it's not like you can write in your will, my entire gaming collection goes to like Jon. Like that's not a thing anymore. And that's crazy to me.
Yeah. You're 100% right. It's a scary world.
Yeah.
And how far does this extend? Like, I'm afraid of the day where we're all driving electric cars and software is starting your car up, right?
Mm-hmm.
They just lock you out of your car at that point. You know what I mean?
Or somebody's cops chasing you down the highway and
they
just like,
shut your car off.
Down.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That'd be great. It's 1984 shit right there.
It's very easy to be like, oh, well,
don't break the law, blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
But it's too...
Dude, flashback to like 8th grade when I'm arguing with everyone about like the Patriot Act.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, this is such an invasive part of our freedom. And my social studies teacher is like, well, if you have nothing to hide, like why, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, it doesn't matter. It's the principle of the thing.
Yeah.
Because eventually they will dig into more than just illegal shit. Mm-hmm. They will dig into everything, right? They will dig into your political beliefs. And maybe someday they'll hold that against you because you can't have like it's literally 1984.
Yeah.
Eventually, at some point.
Yeah.
Where there's thought police, and I know we're very far off from that today. I'm not saying there's some conspiracy.
I wouldn't say that far off, but yeah,
you see bits and pieces of it for sure, especially like in the past 15 years, right?
Sure.
I think it's gotten better, but like you say the wrong thing on social media.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
It's not a good day for you. Now you don't go to prison, but you're kind of a social pariah, right?
Yeah.
So, anyways, got a little heated there, but yeah, it's scary. Like, I don't know. I just want to be a free guy.
The thing that I always say is people that are very kind of open to like, oh, well, if you have nothing to hide or this is fine.
Yeah.
That's because the viewpoint is on, like, they're aligned with the current viewpoint that is supporting them.
Yes.
The moment that shifts or they feel that it's not that, which, to be fair, a lot of stuff going on in the country right now. People aren't happy about it.
Nope.
There's a blackout thing going on right now where it's like, okay, we're boycotting everything today, apparently.
Oh.
Stuff like that, yeah.
Boycotting air?
Like businesses.
Everything?
Yeah, like everything.
That's impossible.
Yeah. That's what they
You
say.
need oxygen, you need water.
Well, that's not business. Maybe water. No, it's like don't go to McDonald's and Amazon and Target and different things like that for a day. But
I don't even know what I was saying.
More power to you. Like,
course.
that's fine. But what I'm saying is, like, you can see how things shift, and then you want to. Oh, this is fine because it makes sense for you right now.
Yeah.
But you take that same level of invasiveness or access or whatever into your life, and now suddenly it's against you.
Correct.
And it's going to be real bad,
dude. So it's like, I don't know. We're very aligned on this. Where I just want to be left alone.
Yeah.
I just want to do my own thing.
Have my games. Give me a
have
cartridge.
my game. Yeah. Own my games. I like owning things.
Yeah.
I like the fact that, like, I own my car.
Yep.
Like, I remember BMW was trying to push paying for like a subscription for heated seats.
Yeah.
And shit.
Yep.
That's insane.
Yep.
That's the most insane thing I've ever heard in my life.
It just needs to latch on one time.
That's what I'm saying. As soon as that first domino falls, like you said, it's over. It's absolutely donezo, and that scares me.
The App Store is a perfect example of that. Like, it took a few apps to we can monetize this. Here is our steady revenue stream.
Yep.
It's not making a sequel to something. It's just you're giving us
the subscription,
$5 a month or $2 a month or whatever.
Again, Jeff, like, I'm a hypocrite because I have Game Pass, and I think Game Pass is pretty good value, but that's because it's just an alternative. Mm-hmm. Now, I understand the fear. If everything goes to a subscription model, it becomes like the, TV show streaming, world. Mm-hmm. That sucks.
Yeah.
Like, that world sucks. I don't watch TV anymore because I don't subscribe to anything. I'm not going to pay for Netflix or Disney Plus or Hulu or whatever. Why would I?
Yep. Well,
it's not worth it.
You're going to be forced to do it kind of tangentially, if that's the right word, like diagonally, like speaking, like a dotted line. So you buy your car. Oh, well, you bought your car. That comes with free 2 years of Disney Plus or whatever. They'll start bundling things that are just
I never take the free
weird
stuff.
And that's completely,
I've gotten
that's
like
fine.
a million free iTunes and Apple TV.
Apple Music and stuff.
Yeah, never do it. I never use it.
Yeah, and
never.
That's completely that's
never get
more
me.
power to you. But it's a weird thing. But anyway, all that being said, Switch 2 coming out. Well, no, like, but that's the last thing I can think of where it's like, okay, you buy a cartridge.
Yep.
And you can play it.
Yep.
Technically. You still need the internet to get the updates and do the different things.
Right.
But at least you can play it. Where every other game you're getting on like PlayStation 5 and Xbox, and people can keep me honest on this, but like it's just a disc saying like, okay, you're still downloading it from the internet.
Yeah,
like, you can't play it until you have that connection. That thing.
Yeah.
So
do you still have to, like, the terms of service still apply? Like, could they take away a physical game for like a PS5 or something like that, since you're technically downloading it?
That's my understanding, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, okay, like you're still,
like, let's say they take it away from your library and they ban it on the PSN store.
right? Yeah.
If you put the disc in again,
that's what I mean. I don't think.
Yeah, are they able to block, like, oh, this is not a valid,
need the internet to launch it?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
I mean, most games require that. Like, you can't play Diablo. I mean, Diablo is more of like an online game, but like you can't play Diablo offline. Like, it just doesn't work.
Very few games you can play offline these days.
Exactly. So,
well, maybe not very few, but a lot less than there used to be.
But
for sure.
That's why, if you look at collecting, and
there
like
are single players games
like,
where you can't play.
Yeah, God of War
without
Left 4 Dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not Left 4 Dead. Last of Us. Not Left 4 Dead.
There you go. Yep.
Left 4 Dead is very much an online game.
Yep.
But it's that's why Switch 2, if they keep the cartridge format, then that might be like the last kind of bastion of like, okay, like physical games still make sense.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. It's
a different world.
Yeah.
It's a scummy world. But it is what it is. I mean, like, what are you going to do? Never play games again, right? Yeah. Like, that's.
I think someone will poke the fence,
sure,
and they'll see. Okay, hey, is there a? Can we get through here yet? And I think the first person to do it is probably gonna get crucified.
Yep.
And then I think you have that next
step
person
over his body,
maybe,
and
and then it's like zombies. You just keep piling up the the companies.
What's that movie?
World War Z.
World War Z.
Yeah.
100%.
My big conspiracy theory type thing is you're going to have these major publishing corporations buy smaller guys and just start using them as fodder of like, okay, yeah, we're going to shutter this guy, or we're going to take their games off. We're going to do this.
Why would they take games away though? Like what's the, because as of right now, from a business perspective, like, you keep it up because you want people to buy the game. That's why they go on sale, after years,
Well, it's
winter sale,
same,
$5. We can get another $5 out of them.
It's the same reason why they start going after modders and people that are spending years and years of their lives remastering something or bringing something up to like modern gen systems. And then for years that goes completely fine. But then whenever they want to monetize, they're like, oh, you know what? We're going to just press a button and up-res everything. You guys that have been working on this passion project for 6 years, cease and desist, and we're going to make you pay, $40 or whatever for our version of it.
Which is worse.
Yeah. But exactly. It's like, oh, we used AI for 90% of it. That's why you're getting weird
Doesn't
stuff.
Run well, unoptimal. Yeah.
So like that's the kind of stuff that you see, and it's just, I am 100% with Jeff on that aspect of it. But I mean, we're in, like, I don't know what you do there. And until someone can buck the trend, which I don't know who would do that or want to do that, because you only have like you can't have a new gaming system come out, right? It would either be a novelty that nobody buys.
Yep. It's too convenient.
Yeah.
To just do digital. Yeah.
You have your Xbox, your PlayStation, Nintendo.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
You're done.
People want the game now. They want to pay for something. They want it right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm guilty of that. But,
of course,
but again, there's not a way to buy a physical copy and do it correctly.
Yeah, well, here's the question. Would you do that if there was? I mean, I know that you collect the Nintendo games. Yeah. Right.
They're upstairs. You're looking for them.
Yeah, I am looking for them. Seeing what you got down here.
No, I got nothing down here. They're upstairs.
Well,
I got some PlayStation games, but again, that's all. Yeah. You put them on and you download them.
The funniest ones are when you buy, it's just a code.
Yeah, it's not even a disc.
It's not even a disc. Yeah. That's insane.
Stupid.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we lived through the heyday, man. I don't know what to say. It's over.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be emulation. It's going to be, and like they struck that down, so you can't emulate legally. So it's just, I don't know.
I didn't think you ever could.
Well, it wasn't. It was more of like preservation, right? Like it was more of like, hey, there are books that you can just get out of a library and let people just continue to have these things, just to experience them. And they shut that down.
Eventually, though, it'll come full circle and it'll be public domain, and then we can play everything.
Eventually, maybe.
Right?
Yeah.
Isn't that how that works?
That's how the Nemesis system works, I guess. In 2038.
It's like I thought it was 100 years though.
I don't think it's that much.
No. That's when they lose the patent on it.
Disney or something that they started.
No. Like things go public domain after like 100 years. I thought.
I think it's less.
It might be, but it's a lot of time.
Yeah, sure.
The Nemesis system hasn't been out for, like, Mickey Mouse became PD.
Well, there's a difference between public domain, like in the patent that they have, or whatever.
Yeah, there's a huge difference between the patent falling off and something being like, anyone can use Mickey Mouse now.
Yeah,
because he's
no, they can't use Mickey Mouse. They can use the Steamboat Willie.
Yeah. Yeah. Winnie the Pooh, public domain now.
Yeah.
They can use Winnie the Pooh. Peter Pan.
Sure.
As of, I think, a couple years ago. So.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
I'm not a big fan of that personally, but I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
like if you create something, I feel like you should just own that. Like it feels weird.
I agree mostly. I think sometimes it's cool to get a twist on it though, or a different perspective.
Yeah,
but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like if I created something like Mickey Mouse or Peter Pan,
well,
I would
you're
have
probably
some
dead after that much time,
right? But I would have some sort of ownership for it, and that would be like, okay, like my.
Well, it's not getting rid of what you have.
It's not, but it's letting other people control it and getting like as long as you're getting royalties from it and everything, then that's a different conversation. But like I feel like there is.
But you're not getting royalties from it anymore.
I know that's a problem. That's what I.
But you're dead.
That's what. Well, it's for my kids.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like
maybe they
family.
should work.
Nah, it works real hard, so they don't have to. You know, like
dude,
the whole point is your offspring have a better life than you.
Yeah, but you want to instill good values in them.
You could do both. You can have them not want for anything and instill good values.
Can you?
I think so.
That's an interesting.
I think you can.
Yeah. Well, there's a balance though.
Sure.
There's a balance though. Like not wanting for anything. Like there's a wide range of what that means.
There's not wanting for anything and telling them, hey, we're going to go down to the soup kitchen every whatever, and we're going to help out here. Oh, hey, we're going to donate here every time, or hey, we're going to do that. Like there's a level of.
What if they never have to work in their entire life?
I would make them work. You could still make them work and still just know that hey, you have the safety net. Whenever the world goes to hell,
do they resent you though? Because they know they don't have to work. You don't care if their kid resents you.
No, making them work.
Just saying.
No. Resent me. If it makes them a better person, resent me. I'll take that bullet. I'm dead, right? Like that's the whole thing. Is I'm dead. Who cares?
Well, once you die, they'll stop working.
Yeah,
can't make them work anymore.
Like I can't.
Probably can't make them work when you're like in your diapers.
Yeah,
haunt them.
I can haunt them.
Maybe.
Yeah,
it's possible.
Yeah.
I don't know. That took a weird turn.
Yeah. That's anyway. Amazon. You can't download your books anymore.
Is Stars Reach the book?
Lost Stars.
Star Wars?
Lost Stars.
What's Stars Reach? I see that on the list.
Oh, Stars Reach is some of the developers of Star Wars Galaxies.
Okay.
Is making an MMO that is a new universe that is like Star Wars Galaxies in that it's player-driven economy, player housing, like all of that. So like all the stuff that I kept talking about with Star Wars Galaxies. Minimal focus on combat, so it's not just everything combat. Like there's combat in it, but like that's not the point of it.
Yeah,
that's a thing that they're crowdfunding. So
really,
yeah.
Are you excited?
I keep my distance. Whenever it comes out, I'll check it out.
Did you donate to it?
Nope.
Not going to donate.
Not going to donate to it.
Biggest Star Wars Galaxy fan on the planet.
Look, Star Citizen got all my money. I have no more money for Kickstarters. That game's never coming out. So
scammed, I think.
I did 100%.
Pretty badly.
Look, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, something.
How good does Star Citizen look, though?
It looks like hot garbage.
Yeah.
Every time I see a video, it looks great, and then I boot it up, and it runs like trash.
How do they get the videos to look so good?
I don't know, man.
Magic?
And it
pre-rendered?
makes
Not
me
pre-rendered.
More and more. Every time I play that game, it runs worse and worse and worse.
Really?
I swear to God.
Have you tried upgrading your computer?
Nope, not doing that for Star Citizen. They can.
What if they were like, all right, you just got to get a 5090 and then
I don't care. No,
you're done.
No,
dead.
No.
Dead in the water. What if it comes out? Are you going to play it when it comes out?
Yeah, I own it. Why wouldn't I? Like,
it is the most expensive game
theoretically
you've ever bought.
own a ship that might not even be exist by the time it comes out. It might have like 12
what
upgrades.
If everything was is too old when that game comes out?
Like
it's like
in a weird way. Like the whole promise of that was I'm gonna be Han Solo.
Yeah,
I'm gonna fly this freighter around.
Yeah.
There is a lovely sense of poetry where it's so old and they've come out with so many new upgrades and variations and new ships and stuff that I'll have I will have the OG freelancer stripped down model. So it's okay, you want my Millennium Falcon that everyone says is a hunk of junk?
Yep.
Here's your hunk of junk. I will. That is my ship, man.
That is cool.
I'm fine.
I like that.
Yep.
I like that. But the Millennium Falcon is fast though, and that probably wouldn't be.
This is not Yeah, it's not fast.
It's not
yeah,
fast.
It's not that.
Not
yeah.
fast. That's all right. Hey, man.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for you.
Look,
You got me in your corner.
One day. It's still an alpha.
Oh
like
God.
you're not.
I can't even imagine being scammed that bad.
Look, I bought into it 10 plus years ago.
Yeah.
Right? Like it was. I
a
think
lot
it
of
was
hype.
like right when I went and started working at Dick's.
And you're not the only one.
Oh, people are paying thousands of dollars for like
Millions
big
of
cruisers
dollars.
and stuff. Like it's insane.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was scammed along with other people, but not that scammed.
Yeah. Could be worse. Always could be worse.
Could be worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good to silver lining. Yeah. Well, speaking of upgrades, AMD had their little presentation today, little slideshow. Their new 9000 series is coming out, I think is what it is.
Yeah.
So I was watching that a little bit today, and I was like, I don't think I'll get an AMD card, but I really hope that their launch goes well, so it forces NVIDIA to like get their shit together.
Yep.
I'm not hopeful though.
What kind of bench did they put any type of slides up?
Yeah, and I was pulling this up too. So
Big
this
asterisks
is the
with like AI upscaling.
RX 9070 XT,
97. Oh man, these names suck, man.
the worst. What did you want to know? It's got 16 gigs of VRAM, which is
So fun fact,
Yeah.
with that,
GDDR6.
that is the min spec
Yep.
for Monster Hunter to use the high res texture pack.
Really?
So if you see the high res texture pack there, it says you need 16 gigs of video
VRAM
memory.
is increasingly becoming the limiting factor on a lot of new games,
Yep.
which is why I think the 5090 has what, 32?
Maybe I thought it was 24, but yeah, that might be better. Or 4090 has 24 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's 32, which is
Yep.
3 times the amount I have.
Yep.
How crazy is that?
Well, this is the first game that it's like, hey, you actually, because I've never had an issue with VRAM. VRAM
Yeah.
has been fine for me.
Like running game, like
It's always textures.
pushing games.
Yeah.
I run into VRAM problems for sure.
Yeah, but that's not like ray tracing stuff.
Sure,
like
sure,
that's
sure.
a different thing. So
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it's
yeah.
always texture streaming and different things. And Monster Hunter is the first game that I'm like, oh, I actually can't use this texture pack. Do I still want to try it? Kinda, because I think I did it in the beta.
Sure.
But at this point, it's like, okay, whatever. I just won't use it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting. They're stuffing just more and more VRAM into these cards. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But that's the direction things are going. Like Alan Wake 2, so heavy on the VRAM. It's crazy. Like it looks gorgeous.
Sure,
But you need a locomotive to run that thing.
There's going to be a new processing thing. I mean, we always talk about like Unreal 5 and stuff. Like there will
right.
be some level of leap in how things are rendered that
Yep.
will
be
give
revolutionary.
you a little bit of extra headroom that I think we're just waiting for.
Yeah, like you can only just push things so far with the hardware that you have, right?
Yeah.
And eventually it's like, and again, a lot of it comes down to optimization of the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of games just, I was talking about Starfield upstairs. That game is just the worst optimized game ever.
Yeah.
Where like, no matter how good your card is, there are areas where you just get like your frames just die.
Yep.
It's insane. So anyways.
My sweet spot right now is 90 frames. Like if I can hit
Okay.
90, I'm good.
Yeah.
60 is actually too, like I can actually tell 60 now because I've been playing at 120 and 240 and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
I try to be over 100 if I can.
Yeah.
That's where I like to be. But also it's got to be consistent, right? Like that's probably more important than how high the frames are. Kingdom Come runs like a dream, dude. That game is so sick.
It's so big. It's just like people can do it,
Yes.
you know, and it's just I don't know.
I didn't realize that was the Cryo engine.
Yeah,
Which is
engine.
Crisis. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was always the meme, right? Can it run Crisis? Or
Yeah.
how does it run Crisis? Crisis 2?
And to be fair, it does look kind of dated. Like there are certain aspects of it, like the models on it are pretty dated.
It's not the most like beautifully like in terms of like fidelity and, you know, actual image quality.
Yeah.
Right? Like character models and stuff like that. But the environments, the lighting, the performance just works.
It's
It
greater
just
than the
goes
sum
along.
of its parts.
Yeah.
It's like it is like we were talking earlier. It's here is a fully realized, seamless world.
Yes.
And when you put that up against things like Avowed, which very different games, but Avowed looks really good, has high fidelity, feels good and everything, but it is very still open world, and it's like big. Like I was worried that it's gonna be too closed off, but I actually really like how it's set up. But there are like the loading screens between things, and it is kind of these bite-sized areas. So you have a higher fidelity using Unreal 5, but at a cost. So it's like, what's that thing? And that's what we were talking about with specifically AMD is at some point, it's like, I think I'm past I need the bleeding edge, I need the best, because from my experience with this last gen, or I guess technically the 38, 2 gens ago, whenever I was like, okay, I want bleeding edge, I want DDR5, I want like everything just maxed out, let's go. And I've had nothing but problems. Where it's like, at this point, now I'm like, okay, I'm not saying I want a console, because consoles are, the moment they come out, they're already outdated and they're behind. But like, I want like console level, like tried and true equipment in my rig at this point. Like that's what I'm kind of looking for. So like, I don't need the 5090, but like you and I were talking, it's like maybe the 4090, if you could actually get it at like a reasonable cost. Like
sure,
maybe that's good enough and would be fine. That's kind of where I'm at right now, where it's just like, I don't know. I
think it makes sense, especially where the market is right now, where you're just, the prices are just so absurd.
There's no guarantee. Like that's my biggest issue is if it was guaranteed that, if you buy this card, you're running everything in 120 frames at 4K. You're set. You don't have to think about it or worry about it.
Yeah.
And that's always the thing is like, no, like a lot of the games you're getting like 30 frames if you turn on this, or if you flip this off, then you can maybe get above 60 here. This game runs 250 frames while this one runs at 40. And it's like, it's so inconsistent. The games are so all over the place. There are no guarantees. So why spend $6,000 on something if you don't know that, okay, it's going to perform?
Yeah, no, 100%. And ray tracing still, especially like path tracing, still not there.
Yep.
We're still not there. We're at least a generation away from that.
Yeah.
Like you can't, I was watching the tests on the 5090, and which is the best card you can get right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, the best processor, everything like that, make sure there's always bottlenecks, but you do your best. Anyways, they were trying to run Indiana Jones, I think. You can't even run it at max.
Yeah.
It's still limited.
There are certain times, and I like
at least at 4K.
I think they call it. Did they call it experimental on that one, or is
that's the Kingdom Come?
Kingdom Come. Okay.
Yeah.
I do like that games are like, okay, hey, this will break your card, but we're putting this in here just cause, like just okay, hey, down the line you could always come back to this game and be like, oh my gosh, I'm running it. This is amazing. We've come so far, type of thing. Which is how I feel whenever I run Crysis 3, where like way back when I first started gaming, I couldn't run that game at all. Now I blow past it like 240 frames. It's super easy. So that's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, man. Like at what point is it going to be like, hey, we're going to go back to the SLI days where you have 2 graphics cards and you'll literally have a graphics card for ray tracing and then the other one is for like everything else. Like, you're just offloaded, because like they kind of do that now, right? Like they have those compute cores specifically for ray tracing and stuff.
Yep.
At some point it's just gonna be like, okay, we just need more, we just make them giant. I don't know. It's interesting. And is it worth, like at the end of the day, is it worth it? I don't know
either.
And maybe I'm just getting old enough that I'm like, I don't care.
It's surprising. You were always the guy who was like, I want the best.
I know.
And now it's
I get FOMO. If you bought a computer, I'd be like, oh, let's start looking at a computer. Like when Kyle got his, I was like looking at it and pricing things out and doing stuff.
I mean, I'm looking at it, but it's so I keep hesitating because I'm like, dude, first of all, I'm not going to get it at this point until the end of April.
Yeah.
And then it's like, all these problems are coming out with the 50 series.
Mm-hmm.
They're burning up.
Dude,
there's software issues.
I'm playing Dragon Age the Veilguard at 4K, and it runs like butter. It looks incredible. It's gorgeous. No problems. With a 3080 Ti.
Yeah.
So it's like, if the game can run like that, like I know my card's capable of it.
Right.
It's the developers, not the card. Usually.
I will say, like, I brought up Alan Wake 2. I think that's a pretty good example. That's a super demanding game.
Yeah.
Where the 5090 still, like, you can't max that thing out with ray tracing and everything. Like, you still
But it still looks good even if you pull stuff back. You can do, like, you know.
It's a beautiful game, and it's pretty well optimized, I think, all things considered. Yeah, but
at the end of the day, it's just choice. It's just letting me choose that I want to turn off all my shadows and motion blur to get the higher frame rate.
I need to upgrade because I can't run 4K at this point.
Yeah.
Really, very well. Like, I just don't like the 3080, like, because I have the original 3080, right? It's like I have like 10 gigs of VRAM. It's just not. It's not good enough. I think yours is like what, 14 or?
Mine's 12.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because I thought there was a 3080 with 10, and then
3080 Ti.
There's a 3080 Ti, but there was also they like relaunched a 3080. I thought, which had 12.
Well, what do you
I don't know.
Oh, they relaunched a 3080 that had 12?
Yeah, I thought so. I might be totally wrong about that. But
I don't know.
Yeah.
The one where they relaunched it was the 40 series. Because they originally they had a 4080, and then they just said, hey, we're just going to get rid of the 4080, and you have the 4070, 4070 Super, and then the 4090.
Yeah, maybe I'm just thinking of the Ti.
Yeah.
But anyways.
I don't know. I mean, my card still cranks through stuff.
30 series was one of the best leaps forward, like from the 20 to the 30, if I understand correctly. It was a great leap, and the value was there. Now it's like it just gets less and less every generation.
Well, that's why they're doing the 5090, where it's like, oh, it's $2,000 or whatever, and it's just like, okay, they're just doing that so the other ones don't seem that expensive. That's all. Even though everything is super expensive.
Yeah, I was telling you, it's like 4070 was, or the 5070 Ti or whatever.
Yeah,
$1,000.
Yeah, I mean, I started in the
that was the MSRP for the 80.
Yeah,
that's insane.
Yep.
So
the 680 was $600.
Yeah.
Whenever I got it, and I bought 2 of those.
Yeah.
Which was crazy, like at that point. But like, you can get those for the same price as a new card now.
Insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said before we started recording, AMD has an opportunity. If they have the supply, if they deliver on what they say is, the performance specs are, I think it's comparable to a 5070, a little bit better from the numbers. I think like that's the card they were comparing it to. When I was watching, I think, don't quote me on that, but, they have a chance, dude.
Yeah.
Like I was saying before, I think it really comes down to what is the value of what you're paying, right? Am I paying for something that's worth the value? It's going to run the games at a reasonable frame rate, at a good quality. I don't know. If they can do that, I think they got a chance to really claw back a lot of the market share.
Yeah.
So
we'll see. I mean, Intel
March
is
6th.
Kind of in the mix. Like they're in the low end.
They didn't have the supply either for them. They have the low end, but they're being price gouged all over the place too.
Yep.
It's just crazy. It's like, man, it's brutal.
Yeah.
It's like cars. I mean, it's the same shit.
Yep.
Your MSRP on your car is like X, and then you pay twice as much.
Could you imagine having to haggle for computer parts?
I wish.
Like you do with
That'd
cars?
be better.
Oh my.
Let me haggle this.
Oh my gosh, no.
No? You'd rather just pay double?
I'd rather have these set
at least give me a
price and
shot.
I'd rather pay MSRP. I want to know what your MSRP
okay,
is.
sure. Yeah, you take haggling out of the equation and give me MSRP, but that's not the thing. We're haggling like twice the cost.
Well, then you just don't buy it. That's what I mean. Is like you just.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like, all right, you're trying to sell me this for $5,000. Let's negotiate.
Yeah.
Give me a shot.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I don't know. Anyways, it's just so, dude, just scummy, dude. It's so scummy.
I mean,
and people just pay it, dude. Just people, and I'm maybe one of them. Like on the fence. I'm like, maybe I just pull the trigger and do it. That's why people get away with things, because people pay it.
Yeah.
If the consumer pays, they will keep doing it. I promise.
And in 2 weeks, and you're like, all right, so I bought a pre-built computer.
Nah, dude, 6,000 is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
If it was 6,000, I can get it next week.
It would be different if like Cyberpunk 2 was coming out or something like that. You're gonna buy a new rig to now granted, you love Cyberpunk. Like, it would be great to play.
Yeah.
And you would have enjoyment there. You'd have enjoyment with like Final Fantasy and stuff, but you're replaying stuff. Is that worth it? Or is it more of, hey, I'm going to play this new experience on this new hardware and get that full kind of next gen leap in your mind versus like, I'm just going to get new stuff. It's going to look better.
Yeah.
But I'm still going to replay the stuff where it's like, yeah, this looks better, but I also, maybe it's not as impactful as like whenever you bought a 360 and Gears of War and it was like mind blowing at that time, you know?
Right. Yeah, that's a fair point. Definitely.
That's been my
Reservation.
benchmark. No, that's been my benchmark is like, can I buy a system or a rig or whatever and get that same feeling whenever I bought the 360 on a whim with Gears, played it, and I was like blown away at how awesome it looked. You know, like, can I replicate that? And at some point, like you mentioned, it's just diminishing returns.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's been that way for quite some time.
Yeah.
But anyways, so you have Avowed on the list. You talked about it a little bit.
Yeah, Avowed is real good.
Oh, God.
Like, it's like the
again.
next Dragon Age thing where it's like
people were hating on this game
I
bad.
know.
Bad.
But every podcast I listen to, every time I read like an article about it, everyone's like, this is dope. This is just really fun. It's really cool. Like, this is Skyrim. Like, it's just like, okay, like, this is just fun. But like, if Skyrim had good combat, if Skyrim had a cool magic system, if Skyrim, you know, it's just like, it's really good. It's so rewarding and unique and stuff that like just to play it and just run around and explore, I love it. On the flip side, the lore is like all over the place. Like, it's like I'm having a really hard time getting like immersed in it because it's just so dense. And they're just like, oh yeah, so and so, and like they're just throwing terms and cities and names and everything that I'm just like way overload. And I'm kind of crossing that threshold of like, I just kind of like the combat. I just kind of like doing this thing. And it's very similar to Dragon Age where like the story threads that grab me, I'm like going through and like playing like Dragon Age. Everything else I'm just kind of like skipping through. But it can be like as hard, like again, like Dragon Age, as hard or as easy as you like. It has some really unique stuff there. A lot of good quality of life things. Like if you're talking about how you're over encumbered in Kingdom Come and you have to like walk 15 minutes to do it. In this game, you literally go into your inventory and just say teleport to stash, become unencumbered, jump to your local bazaar or whatever, and just sell everything. Like it's just the opposite of Kingdom Come in that it's just pure gameplay fun. It takes all the systems and barriers out. So like depending on how punishing of an experience you want, but it's really fun. Like it's just like it's a really fun game to go and explore and check every little nook and cranny. And like I'm constantly feeling like, oh, I see this wall here and I blow it up and whatnot. And they do this very subtle thing that if there's like a piece of treasure around, you hear this like real subtle like ringing in your ears. So like you always can like tell stuff and you're just like running around like a dog trying to like find it.
Nice.
It is really hitting that spot. I like it a lot.
Wow. You just maybe this is your thing now. Just loving these games that are in the middle.
It ticks me off. Like I get like I don't think it's like 90 good, right? But like kissing the line between like a 79, 80 because I think it might actually be sitting at 82 right now because I think it went up a little bit.
Okay.
But like it's good. Like it's up there. Like I would actually put it into because what 86 is our gold territory. Yes. I would cross that threshold. I think for one of these, it is a very good kind of open world. Like it would be like, hey, let me put it this way.
Okay.
When Elder Scrolls 6 comes out.
Never.
Yeah, probably never.
Yeah.
I will be shocked if it's better than Avowed.
Oh, yeah.
With their track record and what they're doing, if
dude.
Starfield's any indication, like the combat is so good, like where, you know, I'm a third person guy, right?
A third person guy.
And you can go back and forth between it. I've been playing this entire game in first person because it just feels that good.
Okay.
So like the parkour, the mantle, like all that stuff feels really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
The magic system is you can like level up your character learn magic, do whatever, and you just have these innate abilities where you're slinging spells. But in your offhand, you can actually have a grimoire where you open it up and it's like other spells that you might not know, but because you're holding the book, you can actually cast them and stuff.
Oh, cool.
Super sick. They have guns. You have a pistol, you have a rifle, you could do a bow and arrow. Every single weapon just feels good, and you can spec however you want and do all these things. Like I'm running literally, I have a 2-handed sword and I have a spell book and a pistol. So I'm like running around. I'm just like literally just shooting people and like slinging spells and stuff. And I just upgraded my thing. So now I'm just doing like area of effect stuff. And I spent like, I think I have at least a dozen hours, maybe like going maybe almost to 20 hours at this point. And I just got out of that first big map and I'm on my second map now. And I've just explored a little bit.
Yeah.
There are 4 of those.
Ooh.
So it's like, okay, like
you're kind of in.
It's
kind of
pretty
locked
good.
in a little bit.
All the quests are super easy to get into and out of and stuff. And I know we're not trying to like do like, oh, here's a pre-look or whatever, but like,
whoops.
But Avowed is like decent.
Yeah,
and
sure.
I know
Game Pass.
Justin's coming on the podcast next week, so like I want to talk to him about. I want to see his thoughts on Dragon Age for sure.
He's played it.
He's played it. I don't know how long or whatever, but he's played that, and I saw that he's played under an hour of Avowed, which means he probably didn't like it.
Yeah,
who knows? But it's very good. Like I don't know, man. Like these things are hitting in a way I need it to.
Good. Good.
So we'll see.
I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
I am not going to get to Avowed anytime soon.
Yeah.
Kingdom Come Deliverance. I might move to Bohemia. Maybe I'm like thinking about it.
Sounds bad. I don't think you'll like it there.
That sounds awesome.
Okay.
Go to the bathhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, but I am going to play a new game tonight.
You playing tonight?
Monster
Hunter?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
I downloaded it today. I
Did
might
see
spend
my
all
character?
night on the character creator, but
do you see my guy?
he looks exactly like you.
Yeah. If I was like chiseled and grizzled.
I view you that way.
Yeah.
That's how I
thanks,
see
man.
you.
Thanks. You like the scar that I did? That was like...
Yeah, what's the lore behind that?
I got hit with
You always
a
have
monster hit me. I don't know. I didn't do the
that's
eye.
disappointing.
But like, well, the thing is, every single facet of that character, in that character creator has been customized. There's no defaults on anything for me.
Yeah,
and
I saw the little grays and the
okay, all right, so it came through.
No,
Yeah.
I was impressed. I was very, very impressed. I know you're self-conscious about that, so I apologize, but I it was a great touch.
I was like,
it's a great touch.
I took a picture of my face.
Yep.
And I was like, all right, we're just gonna go through and
that's a great idea. That seems like so obvious. I've never done that.
Yeah.
What I used to do is I go into the bathroom and look at myself in the mirror.
Sure. Yeah.
I should just take a picture of myself. It makes a lot more sense.
It's not perfect, and like I made some. I'm like, I want a stronger jawline, but like,
I know. You always do that.
Yeah,
always do that.
But so
I
was
have
like,
a full head of hair in every game. Dude.
It was funny because I thought like we were all gonna be like, oh, we'll be ourselves. We'll go in a hunting party and stuff, and then Jeff sends out this like chick, I guess, that he made, and I'm like, all right, that checks out.
I was gonna make a chick, so usually I do make myself.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, I'm going to change it up this time. I'm going to make a female. And then everyone's just doing that. So now I just might default back to just
never make, and I'm the opposite. I never make myself. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to buckle down. I'm just like, I'm going to make myself. And and it's good, good character creator when like the cutscenes are good. That's the number one thing that I hate in Avowed.
Yes, sir.
Is my Avowed guy is the derpiest. Like, luckily, you don't have he doesn't have any voice lines. He's not
silent
he's
pro
not
tag.
voiced.
Interesting.
Which is a huge. I hate that.
You hate that?
Yeah.
Really?
Dragon Age, all voice acted. I loved how my guy looked in Dragon Age.
Is there dialogue options?
Yeah, tons of dialogue options.
So it's just the Fallout.
Yes.
Thing.
Yeah.
Well, old Fallout.
Yeah.
Not 4.
The beauty with this though,
I actually like that. If it's first person,
these dialogue options,
good.
There are. You make choices and you stick with your choices.
Big one.
Yeah. Which is nice.
Yeah, I like that.
Yep.
I like that.
Yeah. But I like the character creator. Every scene, I'm like, I'm looking good.
I'm down to try. Everyone's been telling me I'm going to hate it, so I don't know, but I'm going to give it a good try.
You're going to have to play around, see what weapons and stuff you like. I'm doing the lance and shield. now.
Well, no, not the little thingy.
Yeah,
You're out on that.
The saxophone.
The saxophone?
I might go back to the saxophone. I don't know.
You're a saxophone player.
I know, but I want to really get good at reading the monsters and like parrying them and defending and stuff. And the saxophone, not great for that.
Yeah. You want to get good.
I want to look. Let's be real.
Okay.
The people that are the monster hunters of the group, they don't think we can hang. I understand that.
Oh, really? Is that what they've been chirping?
They
little cheaps.
I read their eyes. They don't think we can hang. They're already saying us and them, right?
Oh, what?
So I
haven't been hearing this.
It was a D&D.
Where are these whispers coming from?
Oh, Jeff is all sorts of. We plug him all the time, and then he goes and says how we're not hunters.
I thought he was being supportive. He was like. He sent out the invite. He's like, hey, we're going to be doing this.
He sent out the vibes like, hey, little bro, you can come hang out with us or whatever. That's how I felt.
A little head pat.
That's how I felt. Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh. I didn't read it that way at all. I thought it was like, hey, I don't know how you want to experience this game. We are doing this. You are 100% invited. No pressure. That's how I read it.
I read it.
We were reading it very different.
We don't think you guys are going to be serious.
Wow.
We don't think that you guys can hang.
And they called you a pussy?
Look, he absolutely 100%. And he wasn't talking about my Palico. He was talking about me. And my thing is like, I'm not saying that I'm going to be like on their level. Like it's like playing League for the first time, right? Like there's some
League's harder than Monster Hunter.
100%. But
at me. Everyone at me.
100%. That's an objective thing.
Yeah.
But
it's not a subjective thing.
No, objective.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, exactly.
My thing is just
I might be getting a text right now, but I am right on that.
Let me at least get my feet wet. And let's try it out.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
I'm looking at it like this is my like how you did Tekken, right? Like you buckle down and you're gonna like really get good at it.
I am not in that mindset. I am not in that mindset.
Have to.
So if you want me to be in that mindset, you have the wrong partner.
Look,
I am here. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
There's no other game out there that I'm like, this is like a skill-based thing. This is the only multiplayer game that we have.
Tekken's still out there.
Yeah, but you and I can play that whenever. Like, you know. Look, I'll return Monster Hunter right now.
I'm not. No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
I can't. It's a callback.
There it is.
But what I'm saying is, there's as far as a multiplayer game goes, they're going to get into this.
There's going to be.
I want to be in. I want to be in.
Look, I hope I get in too. I'm looking at it a little different. I'm not trying to be faker.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to be a dude who's hunting monsters, having a good time.
This is a Jon game.
Looking at the food.
This is such a Jon game.
You think so?
Dude, this is a group of dudes getting together, eating food,
taking your shirts off,
taking our shirts off.
Really?
Well, you can.
Okay.
But
wait, really?
Yeah.
I can go no shirt.
Absolutely.
The whole game?
Yeah. It's ill-advised.
It's allowed?
Ill-advised, but
what if I'm the no shirt, like the Dark Souls guy who wears a pot on his head?
Dude, what
if I'm the no shirt guy?
I would love for you to be that guy.
I might be.
Why not?
And then just play a saxophone the whole time. It sounds. I think.
Do it. Just
sexy
Kenny G in the
guy?
background.
Yeah. Okay,
but that's the
cooking.
thing is you want to have a whiteboard night. It's like, hey guys, we're gonna go after this like giant monster or whatever.
Yeah.
Here's how we do it. So now you're getting a little taste. You don't have to do all the MMO BS.
Too much planning though.
Yeah, but you don't have to do the MMO stuff.
See, it's not competitive, right?
It is competitive because you get a readout at the end.
Whiteboard night's good because you're ruining someone's day.
Yeah, you're ruining. Dude, you don't think the monster's gonna have a ruined day when you're chopping off its tail?
They don't care.
It's
a computer.
All right.
I want someone on the other. This is the best part of League. There's someone. Hopefully, 3,000 miles away.
Yeah.
Staring at their screen. It's 3 a.m.
So pick the
They
same...
just spent 47 and a half minutes playing this fucking game.
Yeah.
And you just shit down their throats.
Yeah.
And they want to cry.
Yeah.
They want to uninstall. They're typing at you. They're typing the worst words in the book.
Yeah.
And you're just sitting there smiling, eating it.
Yeah.
Little porridge. Little dessert.
You can do that with Monster Hunter.
No, you can't. You can't. There's no feeling like that.
It's the.
But here's what I want out of Monster. I want to get together with the boys.
Yeah.
Shirts optional.
Yeah.
I want to hunt some monsters. I want to see maybe the best looking food in any game. I was very impressed.
It's up there
by the trailer.
I'll tell you what. Avowed, not the best looking food. It's literally
Worst
it's like
looking food?
No, not worse.
Okay.
But it's a screenshot. It's like a JPEG of the food that looks good.
Come on.
But there's no. It's just
Lazy.
a flat.
Lazy.
It's soup, so it's like
I'm on the lookout for best food in games now. I've been kind
Monster
of
Hunter,
getting juiced on that a little bit.
dude. What other game is like going to animate bread being ripped?
Oh, it's so
Get all some
good.
non bread, and it's like
Yeah.
it looks so good.
Cheese dripping.
Yeah. Yep.
Man. Anyways, I don't know. Yeah, I
But
didn't
it's
know that they were
teamwork.
calling
It's
us
teamwork.
names and stuff and thinking we're losers.
Well, look, they were doing it between the lines. I'm not saying they were.
I don't know.
Saying
It
it's
kind
our
of sounded
faces.
like they were really
yeah.
chirping at us
No,
there.
I look.
This is why, getting several POVs is very important because I had one thought and you had the opposite.
They do not respect us as monster hunters.
Wow.
I'm just
Maybe
telling
they
you.
just don't respect us.
They don't respect us.
Well, that should ignite a fire. Usually that ignites a fire under me. I am not. Nah. This game's just not. It's not competitive. It's not a competitive game.
It's competitive with yourself. It's competitive with the environment.
You see,
It's competitive at the end. Like
Look,
at
I
the
get
end of the
that.
hunt, it tells you, okay, who did what. Like you don't want to be at the bottom. Like you know what I mean. Like you don't want to be like
No,
the
I
guy
wanna be
that's
at the
like,
bottom.
okay,
Carry me.
Fine,
Carry me.
fine. Do that. Then you're good.
I don't know, man. Like
you're
I want you to
only
look me in the
wearing-
eyes when you kick me out of the guild. You know what I mean?
I
I'm
want
there
have,
for a good time.
At the end of the day, I
Yeah.
want to have the World of Warcraft, Kumbaya, like raid, like talk about it the next D&D session experience
Yeah.
without all the BS of the MMO side of things. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like I
right.
want to get in, I want to
Yeah.
hunt our quarry, and then I want to get out.
Yeah.
That's it.
Hey, I hope it happens.
Play
I'm
some
I'm
Tekken.
rooting for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing about Tekken is like when your little shithead sweeps my leg
Yeah.
for the 100th time, it makes me mad.
Yeah.
And I want to get better.
Yeah.
See, like in this, it's like, maybe a dinosaur is going to sweep my leg,
Yeah.
but there's not you
With his tongue.
talking
That's the first monster.
on the other side of it, though.
You're going to be swept.
I don't have to see you and then see him, your character. It's
Yeah,
different.
but I only talk to a point, and then when you get real quiet, I pull back.
I
a little
hear
bit.
your grins, dude. I hear it through the fucking. Ugh. I kept it pretty clean, but now I'm getting looked up. You have to put explicit.
Speaking of Tekken,
There it is.
yeah,
Anna Williams.
Anna Williams.
Ooh. So very. How do you feel about her redesign and character redesign?
Yeah.
Very kind of 50-50 I was seeing from the audience.
I personally am not a super fan. It really is just the hair. I
Yeah.
like her costume and everything and whatnot, but the hair is too
long.
Reina. Yeah, it's like
Her
even
old style, like she's covering her eye and yeah, I don't know.
it's just very red and very
is
highlighty.
red. Yeah.
And it's very it's like
Trying something new.
she's old. Like you know what I mean? Like you're an old old lady. I
was
don't know.
she in cryo freeze?
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, they're
Okay,
they're all just freezing everyone. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Not really. Just those two.
Just those two.
They're freezing everyone.
No, I'm just saying, like, it's like all
They
the
were freezing
females
both
they
of-
froze so they can stay young and hot.
That's
All
not
the,
true.
All the guys are just getting old and wrinkly.
That might be true.
That's true. It's 100% true.
That might be true.
Yeah, maybe not Ling Xiaoyu, but she was like 12 when number 3 came out.
Oh,
so like,
really?
now she's just 20. You know? or
Okay.
whatever.
Sure.
I don't know. Yeah.
That's yeah.
Julia Chang, you don't see her anywhere. She might be coming back.
She might be. Yeah.
But yeah, Anna, her costume. Here's the thing, and this is why I don't understand why people are getting like up in arms about it. You can't tell me they're not going to have her normal haircut on there too. You can't tell me that you can't just change the hair color to be more
Yeah,
in line
exactly.
with previous things.
Right.
I'm sure because every other character has their Tekken 7 costume, so you can literally make her look like
Yeah, she'll
Tekken
have a
7.
Tekken 7.
So
yeah,
then,
exactly.
yes, I don't like the new redesign, just like I don't like Paul's redesign.
Right.
But-
Guess what you did with Paul?
Yeah, exactly. You
Yeah.
just make his
Right.
So yeah, not for me, but I'm not gonna like scream at the developers for it or whatever. You know,
Yeah, you sent me Harada kind of had a response.
great response.
Yeah.
yeah.
Which do you want to kind of summarize? what he's
Yeah. I mean,
saying?
he basically said like, "Hey, you're one person." So basically, there's a person that said like, "Hey, all us Anna players are pissed off at you." And this is just the devs hating on us, and they know what they're doing, and basically just like kind of like flaming them. And Harada's like, "Hey, this isn't helpful. This isn't good criticism." He said that if we redesign a character, suddenly you hate it. But if we just kept the same exact character, you would call us like money grabbing and you're just recycling things for the sake of it. So he's like, she has all new everything from the ground up, new model, new move set, new everything. And that's just not good enough for people. And he's like, it's just not constructive. It's not good. Like, he shut him down, but in a very like methodical, like just, you are a horrible person. You don't speak for every Anna player. So like take some ownership and say you don't like something and you think it's mad. Like you're not the voice of all Anna players everywhere. So I thought he did a really good job kind of just being honest, but also just like, hey, you're kind of an asshole.
Yeah. And I think he was kind of indicating as well, like, the old games exist. Have fun. Like if this isn't for you, Tekken 7 still,
Yep.
If you like her move sets from that game or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, no, I think like she has a lot of bazookas. She has a new bazooka.
Very heavy on the rocket launcher.
Yeah.
Which is cool. Like you were saying, I mean, like Nina has guns, kind of the weapon for weapon, tit for tat.
Yeah.
Tom and Jerry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny if you read the thing, it's like Little Tom, I think is what she named her bazooka.
Yeah.
And the backstory there is she has a custom collapsible bazooka that she has relearned her fighting style around. And just like every other character where they just like completely rechain, like with Jin, he's like, he relearned karate and got rid of Mishima style, whatever. So it's like, oh, okay. So she just has new moves, whatever.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Right.
Look, at the end of the day.
I thought she was the one like Jerry though.
Like, what do you mean?
Didn't Nina's a Tom fan and Anna's a Jerry fan?
Yeah. What's wrong?
So why did she name her rocket launcher Little Tom?
I think it's called Little Tom. Maybe not. Maybe it's backwards. You think you have it backwards?
No, I don't. That's why I picked Nina.
Yeah.
Specifically for that reason, because I am also a Tom fan.
So yeah, I don't know then. I don't know.
Look it up.
But anyway, so that's...
They have like a little backstory thing for them why their moves are totally different.
Yeah, which is like, it's fine. Like at the end of the day, if she shakes her butt or shakes her boobs at the end, whenever she wins, and she kind of like just kind of does a little shimmy.
Yeah.
As long as that's in there.
Oh, okay.
Like I feel like Anna, I think Anna fans will be happy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like
essence.
that's her thing.
There you go.
Yeah.
I gotta play Tekken again.
Not a big... Did you see her alt?
Yeah.
It's kind of like,
Yeah.
It's okay.
It was all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
I'm excited to play her. It kind of sucks having to pay again.
We gotta play again though, because I haven't faced your Heihachi yet.
I don't have a Heihachi. You know what I mean?
You haven't played him?
For like when he came
but
out.
I wanna get into it and
sure. Yeah.
I'll play Anna, you play Heihachi, we'll learn some new characters.
Could do that. He's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's your guy.
Dude, I'm
so excited for him.
I know, but he's very different. Like very different.
Oh, you're not a huge fan.
I'm not saying I'm not. You
need some time to cook.
Yeah. Maybe this would be the poetic part. Is maybe I just get really good with Clive.
Oh God, he looks so annoying. Dude.
Yeah, right?
He looks so annoying.
Like I just get really like you bring out Alyssa, and I just like, oh, okay, you got that. Like I'll turn into a dragon. Let's bring your chainsaws.
It's the particle effects, dude. You can't even see anything on the screen when he plays.
Let me take a game that you loved from 2 years ago that I thought was not great.
For me. That is the villain arc, dude. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Not for me.
I would enjoy checking it out though. I mean, I still have it installed, so
yeah, I haven't installed, but can
dude, there's just so much. There's so much to read and watch and play, and it's just like
I know. I haven't watched any anime for like months now. I'm like too much stuff. If I didn't have a job, this would be super easy.
Yeah,
theoretically, I probably still wouldn't do everything.
If your job was like, I mean, you'd finish Kingdom Come a little sooner. But other than that,
I just have an all-day gaming session.
Yeah,
I am so like it's actually becoming a problem because I'm like 70 hours in. And I'm barely scratching the second map.
Yeah.
And I'm not close.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be over 100. It's going to be a hundo.
Well, that's the problem on Avowed is I only painted half of the first map, and then I'm in the second one. So like there's just a million other things you can do.
All these other things that like Monster Hunter's out, and I want to play, and I don't know. We'll figure it out though.
They got me with the Green Man sent me, hey man, your 3% extra on top of the sale price is going away. So I picked up like a dragon.
Oh, nice.
And got the pirate thing.
Oh, you
I saved
liked it.
$1.50
Hey.
with that 3%.
Pocket that.
Sure, I did.
I don't know.
Yeah, I guess.
All right. That's all we got.
Yep.
If you made it this far, we appreciate you. Check us out, couchcompany.games. Reviews, top fives, articles.
Yeah.
Tyler had a nice little article this week.
You and Jeff have better articles than mine. Mine's a depressing article.
No, yours was good. Check it out. Read it for yourself. Make up your own mind. What was it about? It was the why you play games. It was a good one. It was a great
and
one.
then I find out,
don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Don't spoil it. It's great read. Anyways, check us out there. Couchcompany.games. For us, we got a special one planned next week. I'm excited for it. So we're gonna be here. Don't miss it. Same time, same place. Thanks for joining us on the couch. Peace.